Welcome back, everybody, to our Honda Fit build. In the last episode, we took care of all the mechanical stuff, and in this episode, we are going to get started by installing one of the best shifters on the market for the Honda Fit. After the intake and battery came out so easily, I thought it was going to be all smooth sailing, but forgot that cotter pins and rust don't mix. So it was a full-out wrestling match to remove them. After a few failed attempts, I realized the pry method using some pliers was my best option and finally had both extracted. With the underneath rust bomb nightmare over, I was able to regain some sanity since the center console and shifter removal process proved to be the easiest task I'd perform all day. You guessed it, the shifter cables also put up quite a fight, but after a lot of hammering, swearing, and some prying, I was able to remove them from the bracket, which needed to be reused for the install. Here I am putting my Picasso cutting skills to the test since the rubber grommet needs to be sliced and diced and reused on the hybrid racing cables. Thankfully though, the installation process proved to be much less frustrating and especially rewarding when you get to install such a work of art shifter. All right, and there is our hybrid racing shifter cable and shifter box install. We are also running this beautiful 130R shift knob, which I really like, nice Delrin feel, and this thing is feeling insanely crisp. Next up is the old steering wheel here. I'm not a particularly big fan of this style. It does come in the 8th gen Civics, and it's kind of, I don't know, blobby, alien-like. I just don't love it, and I think there's a ton of good aftermarket options out there that are gonna look way better. Pro tip, always unplug your battery before you send this. There is our airbag off, and it looks like we got a 14 right in the middle here. That was a little loose on there, Dave. Now, am I gonna be able to walk this off? Big thanks to the boys over at Garage 16. They hooked us up with an energy hub for the Fit here and a steering wheel, which we will show you in a moment. So this is the horn wire right here, green and yellow, and that runs to the outer right topmost side. So it is that pin over there. And conveniently, this wire came with our energy short hub, so that will slide onto there. Now I just have to pass all this through. That's good. And those of you that are familiar with my wheel choice, well, this is yet again the Momo Monte Carlo, and I still to this day cannot find a cleaner looking wheel than this one. Post in the comments, guys, what you guys think. And it looks like I have made a minor miscalculation here. I got the short hub thinking it would be the right one to get, but apparently the long hub is the one you want unless you're running a quick release system, because you can see this wheel now is just a hair too close to the stocks. On this side it's fine, but on this side here, it's just too close. And Chris over at Garage 16 is selling the Street Legacy hardware for steering wheels such as this, and they normally don't come with them. So this is a small but important thing that you do need to order up when you're buying a steering wheel and hub. So I just realized another thing, the Momo horn adapter that's supposed to go in here, as you can see, the horn is just kind of like sitting here loosely, does not fit the Energy short hub either. It is the next day and I made a quick trip over to Garage 16 and picked up the Energy quick release hub, which I think is our best solution here. So here is the quick release installed on the wheel and hub, and now you can see we have the perfect placement here. And the other awesome thing that comes with the quick release is this ring right here. It just goes in and sits flush and we won't have any issues. So the answer is go with the quick release and the short hub, and now you have a proper setup. One of the upgrades that I am most excited about are these JDM Honda Fit headlights.
Honda Jazz headlights, buddy. In Japan, it's a Jazz.
And I think actually there are different variations of these. There's like the RS version, there's a couple. So these, I don't exactly know what version they are off of. I'm thinking the RS, but these are also a later gen. So there are earlier gen headlights that I saw online. Anyways, these are gonna look super rad. As you can see, they just have more of an aggressive fitment. I read online, like these are not a direct bolt on. So there is a little bit of work to do, and I couldn't really find a lot of guides on it before I bought these. Looks like we're off to a good start. So this is our OE light, and you can see these are the plugs for the headlight and this little side marker up here. And on this one, it is basically the same up here. So that guy is the same. And this up here, I think, is a motor for maybe leveling the lights, which we will not be using since the fits here definitely don't have that. However, the one drawback right now is you can see this is the plug for the turn signal indicator on the JDM vehicle, and the one on the USDM one is different. And the bulb housing and style is different as well, so I can't simply just swap these over. And now I'm removing the lower bracket here. See, the holes here are different than the holes there. To fix our tab problem, we are just going to remove it like that. Now, this should fit on here. Oh yeah, there you go. And over here we have a similar issue with a tab right there. This is contacting, so we're gonna do the same thing. Who needs these tabs anyways, right? They're just for location purposes. And now this lines up. There we go. Now we can bolt this on. Guys, I have to admit, I've made a critical error in my judgment when purchasing these headlights. The fender profile is completely wrong. I have found the error in my ways. So these lights are what I purchased, which are 2011 to 13. So naturally I thought it would fit our 2011 car. But this is the facelifted model, where these are basically the 2010 and 2011 here pre-facelift, and you can see the profile of the light back here is what we wanted that would fit our fender, where this one does not. So bit of a hiccup there. I would love to order these right now, but it looks like they're not gonna arrive until November 26th, which is quite past when we're gonna be filming. So I'm gonna try to come up with another suitable option. So our rear taillights look like they're gonna fit, which is a bonus. And these are, I think, a bit of a more modern take on what would be the next gen taillights that come on the Honda Fit versus these, which are the OE ones, as you see here. Bam, those are in. Let's have a look. All right. I'm digging that. I'm really digging that. Let's see what it looks like with the lights on here. Does it look like DP?
Looks good.
How's that turn signal. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I think a good win here despite the headlight loss. Since this Honda Fit is a sport model, it does come with this nice little trunk spoiler, or hatch spoiler I should probably call it. But we have what I think is an amazing OEM Plus upgrade that is brand new to the market. Check out what we have here from Pureform Motorsports. This is the definition of OEM Plus. They have just come out with this, and it is, as you can see, basically a copy of the OE wing, just with a much longer and more aggressive profile, which is exactly what the Fit needs. A ton of credit goes out to these guys for their instructions. Look at these. They are some of the best instructions I have seen in a long time, showing us exactly where to put the foam that they've supplied, how to put the bolts in. Man, so good. But as you can see, this thing is going to need paint. However, we are not going to paint it. We have what I think is a better idea, and you'll soon see what that will be. But for now, we're gonna leave this on here as it is. Removing the door card on a Honda Fit reminds me why they're so popular. Just a few screws and fastening clips and you're snapping off that door card with little to no fuss. Which is unlike every BMW I work on, so remind me again why I love them so much and why I put up with all the complexity and don't just stick to simple Hondas like this one. Although, truth be told, to take apart a door to remove a side mirror isn't exactly the easiest of tasks, but there's good reason why, which you'll see in just a moment. Alright, I may have exaggerated how easy this job is because to remove the side mirror from the mounting bracket, you either cut the wiring harness or de-pin the plug like I chose to do so. We have made the executive decision to give up any sort of side view rear visibility by installing these spoon mirrors just purely for the aesthetics. As you guys saw, these do not have any sort of power, but all those sacrifices I think are worth it because they do look so good. And they came painted black, which I think is going to match our soon black and white theme that we have coming on this car. So post in the comments, guys, do you think it is worth going to a mirror such as this where your visibility does go down quite a bit, but it looks way cooler?
And to make the rest of the car look way cooler too, it was time to give our Fit a proper wash, starting with a high pressure rinse and then a good soak with the foam cannon loaded up with Simonized Snow Foam Car Wash. After that, I gently washed away the dirt and grime without leaving behind any swirl marks or streaks using a premium microfiber Simonized Platinum wash mitt, followed by a rinse and a thorough drying with a Simonized Platinum Professional Microfiber Plush Edge drying towel. Now it was time to bust open our detailing cabinet and bust out all of our Simonized paint correction tools, starting with their dual action polisher and their polishing compound on a wool pad. As you can see, the paint was in really rough shape on this car, having turned hazy and chalky over the last 14 years, but with just a few hours of effort, the paint started to dramatically come back to life, both brightening and whitening, as well as gaining back its lost shine. It may be hard for you to truly appreciate the before and after transformation on this car because white cars tend to blow out on video, but in person I can tell you this was time very well spent because once the polishing process was completed, the car looked 10 years younger, and to seal in that freshness, we coated it in Simonized Platinum Ceramic Sealant, which is one of the quickest and easiest ceramic coatings I've ever applied, simply using the Mr. Miyagi approved method of wipe on, let it sit for a few minutes, and wipe it off. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Wow, what a difference a quick cut and polish makes to a car like this, where as you saw, the paint was really dirty, oxidized, a lot of contamination in it. Turns out this is a single stage paint, which we learned from all that white that we pulled out on the pads. And as you can see, it is completely transformed. This paint was completely flat, it had no gloss in it. Now it's nice and glossy and smooth to the touch. And of course, we also ceramic sealed it because that will help not only protect the paint, but also make it hydrophobic. So the water should just fall off it and As you saw, we used the full suite of Simonized Platinum products here. They make everything you need to cut and polish and detail your car. And prior to that, you saw us wash the car, including using this brand new, really compact little pressure washer that I like a lot because look at how tidy it is. You can just put it back in your cabinet when you're done. You don't have a big rolling stand for it and everything, so it is not a space hog in your home garage. And if you have a cabinet like this in your home garage, which I hope to someday, you can also fill it up with all of Simonize's other detailing products, from carpet cleaners to glass cleaners, tire dressing, tire cleaners, undercarriage protectant, they have it all. So be sure to check them out at your local Canadian Tire or your local part source.
So after my JDM headlight fiasco, I quickly jumped onto carpart.com, which is a great resource. If you don't use it, you really should. And these are, I think, 2012 and up Honda Fit headlights, and as you can see, they have that cool like black housing versus the chrome on these. So not a huge difference, but just enough that I think is going to work until I go out and source some JDM headlights maybe. We do have a slight faded lens issue. I'm pretty confident that this was a replacement light on the crashed car, and that's why it's in such good condition where this is the original one and it's not. So let's see if a little bit of the headlight polish compound can bring these guys back to life here. Polished up quite well. As you can see, it looks almost new. There is some cracking in the plastic, so it's just not gonna be as new as our other side. And for those of you in the know, how do we fit up a set of these headlights? Is all we need a set of the JDM fenders, or are we going to need a hood, rebar, like crash bar, everything to make these fit? This center grill was looking a little tired and worn out, so I came in and gave it a hit of our favorite go-to paint for anything plastic, which is this SEM trim black. You can see it just brings it back to what is an OEM like finish and color. It's just perfect. And it does refresh the whole front bumper to what I think is a very close to new finish. And now onto our front lip. And this beautiful piece is from a small company called RS Splitters. These are made out of an HDPE plastic, so a very high quality product. He does also make it for other makes and models, I think FK Type R, GR Corolla, and you can see it's gonna look really, really rad on here. With the bumper off, this install is super easy. As you can see, all I have to do is pass through the supplied screws and nuts there. And then there are gonna be a few on the side here that do not have any holes, so I am just gonna send this. And it looks like the fitment on this is going to be perfect. So big ups to RS Splitters for making a product that actually fits. You can see, I do really love the subtleness of this. It's hard to find a good lip for these front bumpers, and this little splitter just adds a little bit of that front end aggression without it being like overly, you know, sticking out too much or being crazy. So this to me is the right way to go.
The great debate with a lot of Honda builds, including a GE8 Honda Fit like this, is what size wheel and tire package do you go with? Do you downsize to a 15-inch, say for a track setup where you have better selection of tire sizes, plus you get the advantage of it being a lighter package with shorter gearing if it's a shorter tire? Or do you go up a size, say to 17s for more of a stylish street car look, you know, lower profile side on the tire? Or you can go with the Goldilocks sizing, just right in the middle at 16-inch in diameter. These of course are the Advan RGD2s that we showed you at the end of the last episode. And the specs on them are 16 by 8 plus 38. So it's a perfect offset for the fit, as you'll see momentarily, and I absolutely love this finish. The color's called Hyper Black, but as you can see, it's kind of like a dark chrome or a black chrome finish. And of course, for tires, we've gone with Continental Extreme Contact Sport O2s, the best summer tire on the market in our opinion. These are a 340 tread wear with outstanding wet performance. This is the best performing wet tire in its segment, but it's also very grippy in the dry. It can even handle light track duty, as we've proved in many of our builds before. But on a car like this, which isn't gonna see track duty right away, it's still gonna make this thing very grippy and really fun to drive on the street. So let's bolt these on the fit and show you how they look.
By the way, we did add a bit of camber with some SPC camber bolts that we installed here because we realized we do want a little bit of camber. And the final addition here, and this is a preference thing, is A lot of people like to run the Advan wheels without a center cap, and I can understand why, because they look really cool. Unless you have a rusty axle nut and center hub there. So we are going with the optional Advan Racing center cap. I know the people are gonna get tweaked if I put it in this way, but I'm lining it up right here with Advan Racing Flow Forming, Japan made. Gotta line that up, pop it in, there we go. And I think that looks so much better. That is actually a proper center cap. A lot of them, you know, can be a little bit too much. This one, I think, is right on par. You guys may have noticed how we are going for a black and white theme on the fit here, and that is going to continue. We've got Mike here from Design Shop React, and he is going to wrap the roof in black and the spoiler here, which I think is going to give it just that perfect amount of contrast and really add to the look of this car.
Big thanks to our buddy Mike from Design Shop React. If you're in the Toronto area, look him up if you need t-shirts, graphics, vinyl wrapping, whatever you need. And as you can see, he did a great job on the roof and the rear spoiler, and it looks great.
Yeah, it was good. I underestimated how hard the roof would be on a fit. It's quite large. I didn't realize it takes up most of the car. So.
Yeah, it is most of the car. It looks great. I think it kind of gives it a sportier look, don't you think, Pete? It kind of has like a, I don't know, spoon vibes for me for some reason.
I knew the answer was black roof and spoiler, and I think
spoon mirrors. Now we got
exactly
the spoon roof and
that
rear
black
spoiler,
and white theme is perfection here.
All right, PT, in the Honda Fit, and it feels pretty sporty all of a sudden.
I know,
I feel like I'm in a little race car here.
Holy smokes!
I thought I was going to hate the spoon mirrors, or the spoon style mirrors, I should say. But they actually have a really wide field of view, even though it's a very short field of view. But you have good visibility with them.
My thoughts exactly.
I'm kind of surprised.
I went trashing them, saying there's zero visibility.
Yeah.
But these are actually quite good.
They are. They're quite good.
Yeah.
So you get style and function out of these. And these K-Tune coilovers ride firm and sporty, but it definitely makes the car feel like it's gonna rip a corner here.
TP, holy.
Oh, I got some tire rub happening there.
Smokes.
We do have some tire rub. That's, I think, a function of these Advents being pretty aggressive offset.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's outside fender lip rub we're happening there.
Yep, probably.
That's easy to fix with,
par for the course with a car this low. We set this thing low. We wanted it to look good. Give me a downshift here.
Boy.
Give me a pull.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Listen to this is what I'm talking about. This is why we built the Fit.
It does sound good.
It sounds so good, makes all the right noises. That's what a Honda's supposed to sound like.
And it feels more powerful than it used to. Some of that's probably placebo effect from the sound.
No, it's that intake.
But
it gave us 10% more
I think it
power.
was like 11 horsepower or something.
Yeah,
so
it was insane.
The exhaust might be good for a bit of power too. So it does feel quicker.
But the sound of the exhaust and the intake is so good.
It is good, yeah, and it's not drony or too loud. It's, I think, just a really nice balance of sportier sounding without
do
being...
a U-turn like that?
Yeah. We can't chirp the 1-2 shift PT.
No, but
it doesn't have the torque for that.
Dude,
it's not bad.
So good.
It's really not bad. It's like we talked about in the first episode. It's definitely a car you can thrash on and have a lot of fun
Exactly.
with without necessarily getting a speeding ticket. So
This is the definition of a go-kart. Like this has Miata vibes, but even tighter to me.
Yeah,
I think
kind
because
of.
we're like higher up.
yes.
It's kind of wild to me.
Yeah, like just doing these kind of like, lazy S's here, it feels really responsive and like you want to go to the racetrack in this thing.
Probably because we put that sway bar in there and everything. But
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the harder sway bar would help.
Man, I'm blown away. This car actually, I did not expect it to drive as sporty as it does with just these like minimal mods. Let's talk about the shifter for a little bit
Oh,
because
good point, yeah.
I got to drive it and wow, talk about like precise.
It is
firm,
super precise, yes.
You know?
Very accurate, very positive feeling. Really gives you like S2000 shifter vibes, or like K-series shifter vibes.
Yeah, worth every penny in my opinion.
Yeah,
if
that
you
is
really want like
a winner.
a full driving experience. The steering wheel is great.
Yes.
Add the shifter in.
Yep.
You know, and now all we're missing is a 200 horsepower engine.
That's it. We're a K-swap away from greatness. And I should also say that these Pro Series OE Plus brakes feel really good. The brakes before were terrible.
Yes.
I don't know what was going on, but they feel like they should now.
Yeah.
They feel like proper brakes. And these OE Plus pads actually have really nice initial bite. It does make the pedal feel sportier.
Yeah. These mods have worked out like really well. And again, they're just so simple, but it's so good, man. This thing is so good.
It is good, and it looks great too. I think the ride height's spot on. I love the headlights with the black housing.
Yep.
The taillights were a nice upgrade. The wing, I mean, everything just feels right on this car. So there you go, guys. That is a wrap on our GE8 Honda Fit build, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Did we not go far enough? Did we do the right things with this black and white theme and these beautiful 16-inch Advan wheels? They look a little small at first, PT, but my eyes are adapting to them.
It's just
I'm
stretch tire
adjusting.
life. We're not used to those stretch tires, man.
I think you're right. Maybe in the future we have to go with a chunkier tire, but overall I think this car looks amazing. I'm super pleased with how it turns out and how well it drives. That hybrid racing shifter for me is really a highlight, having driven it a few times now. It's really snickety, and of course being lowered on these K-Tune coilovers. It looks great, feels super sporty. I'm actually really in love with this car, so much so that don't worry everyone, not gonna go away. We're gonna keep it, and we are going to K-swap it in the near future. So stay tuned for that. We can tell already from the views from the first episode that you like this car and we like it a lot too. So we will K-swap it, we will make it sportier. And of course, a huge thank you to Pro Series and Simonize for sponsoring this series. We are of course very appreciative, and you can get all of their products available at Canadian Tire and Part Source.